Welcome or welcome back to my book channel. My name is Lauren from Lady Lauren Explorer, and today I'm going to be talking about a arc that I got from Scarlett Drake, and it's Limerence. I think that's how you say it. All these like one-letter titles for her, which hey, books are masterpieces. So just saying. This is a enemies to lovers ballerino romance because it's MM. We have Felix and Nico. Felix is who I would think of like Draco Malfoy. He's very arrogant. He is very, I wouldn't call like uppity, but like uppity. He's like wealthy. He's very flamboyant. He's very out and proud. He is also just like really good. Like he's what I think like Draco wanted to be. Like he's actually good, and like when I say good, I mean like he's top tier ballerino in the ballet world. His rival, on the other hand, Nico, is also top tier in the ballerina world, and so like they get pitted against each other a lot. I think Nico is 2 or 3 years older than Felix, but that's beside the point. They're both top tier, and they are like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B when it comes to like people just putting them against each other in the ballet world. Even though this is enemies to lovers or any like rivalry romance, there's only one person in this rivalry when you start reading it, because like Nico don't care. Nico does not care. He's there for one purpose. Well, two purposes. But we don't find out the second purpose until like later on in the book. But there's only one purpose that he's there for. And you find out later on like why like he is there. But in the beginning, we find out that Nico is going to go on a hiatus after his mentor has passed away, and then Felix becomes the only best tier ballerino in the world, and that's what happens for 2 years. And he gets a rumbling that Nico is coming out of his hiatus, and there is the rumors and gossip that's saying that he's going to go to New York and work at a company in New York. Come to find out, nope. He's working in London in the same company as Felix. And wow, two of the world's best ballerinos in the same company says something. Says something. Felix is livid when he finds out that this is about to happen, and it's bad all around. Bad all around, or is it? But like I said, Nico is there for two purposes, but one is clear for himself, and they get casted. This is very emotional. Like it was more emotional than I thought it would be, especially with like Nico's past with his mentor that finally gets talked about. I also love how the aspect of therapy is brought up in here. Because of Nico's past, he is dealing with the effects of it. I think because he was with his mentor for 4 years. So like 4 years of all that, and then all of the secrecy, and then him not being out is a contingency point. But his therapy, like he's talked through it with both his therapists. It's just very like, I like the need for therapy to overcome some of the past traumas that he's had and what he will be facing. Felix, on the other hand, I think he needs therapy. He is always been like alone. His family is actually his friends, and I was ride or die for a couple of people in in the story, and then all of a sudden some things happen, and I was like, wow, you can't trust these people. I was just like, what are you talking about? Why would you do that? Like, what? So that tore me, because I know it tore him. So that was very sad for me. I also know that like some of the readers are don't like the director of the company, Ben. Um, I believe that Ben is he's the director of the company. So if something happens in the said company that you're the director of, you have to be the boss. You have to make those decisions and you have to follow protocol. So like I understand that Felix is your character. And if something bad happens to Felix and Ben is the one who did it to him, then like I understand that. But he's also the boss. So like he has to do something about it. Like he can't just like you can't bring friendship into your boss role, especially since like your friend is also your employee. You have to be the boss and put the boss hat on. So yeah, like that one I can understand, but I don't really, because in the real world that's what would happen. But whatever. You can be mad at Ben for being the boss and following protocol. I do think that Felix was justified in what he did or going about it. I just wish he was off the property. Because I sometimes believe in violence. So I'm just saying. I sometimes believe in violence. So yeah. But yes. This was really, really good. It took me 3 days to read it because I wasn't trying to like binge it. I wanted to sit with it and understand my feelings about the characters, because I found Nico to be so mature in his take on everything, especially with how he was going about Felix. I understand that in a real world, what Nico did, the situation is toxic, but he persevered and like he got his foot in the door and then slowly started to open it wider to have Felix go and lead his own self to acknowledging his feelings for Nico. Like in the real world, I do not say, don't do this. If the person can't acknowledge their feelings for you, then it's just like that's just what it is. Maybe later on in life y'all can get together, but Nico got his foot in the door. He didn't like the situation, but that's the only situation that Felix knew, because Felix doesn't know what love is truly. He knows strong like, he knows lust, but he doesn't know love and someone loving him. So like he is like in denial. He's like, when he says he hates Nico, I don't think he actually ever hated Nico. It maybe in the beginning when he was like younger, but that hate was more of I'm attracted to this person, and because I think he hates me, because everyone thinks that we're rivals, and he hasn't said that we're not rivals. He hasn't said that he doesn't hate me and all that kind of stuff, or he doesn't like me. Then I'm just going to assume that he doesn't like me, so I'm just going to hate him for that. But I'm actually really attracted to him, and I really truly do think that he's attractive. And now that I got to know him, I kind of wish that I had a lover like that person. But yeah, like that's just how that is for Felix. And it takes him a minute to actually like, everyone is seeing it around him, don't acknowledge it, but like the people who mean something to him see it. Like, you know, someone who's a politician. But he doesn't see it until it gets hectic in his life. The shoes start dropping. I was so once we got to the point of them being together, I was waiting for the Ava shoe to drop. I was waiting for the politician shoe to drop. I was just like, woo, this is about to be like bad, bad. And it just, the thing about it is, when all the shoes start dropping, there are shoes that I didn't actually acknowledge in my head as ever being dropped, and then all of a sudden they start dropping. It was like it was in in section, no, in sync. They just start dropping one by one, all at the same time, and I was just like, whoa, this is a lot. I now understand, like what Felix was going through when he went back to that company and did what he did. I was just like, ooh, you broke. It's the lid popped. I'm sorry. Like, that's crazy. But that's beside the point. I truly enjoyed this book. I will say that I am waiting for the Cornstar book because I've been waiting for that book since the first Young and Famous. I'm just saying. I've been waiting for that book and I'm hoping it comes next because I really want to know who he's with. I know that I've already met the character. I just don't know who that character is. And the character that I thought he was going to be with, because of what happened in the end of the story, I now know that he's not going to be with that character. Because if he is, but I know he's not going to be with that character, so it doesn't matter. I just need to figure out who that character is. Please, who is that character? But yeah, that is it for my review. I highly recommend it. There are some trigger warnings, like violence, obviously, and a traumatic past of abuse. So just keep that in mind. But and an outing. But this was really, really good. And again, this is my first ever ballet romance, because I just never thought of reading. But hey, got the book. It was great. Loved it. And yeah, really, really good. I do wish that we had more of a conclusion for Nico's stuff. Like, we already know, like, Felix's side of the family, it is what it is. But I kind of wish that we had an epilogue that was like further out, maybe 2 or 3 years later, to figure out what he was doing in his career. Did he continue to be a ballerina, or was he going to do his actual hobby that he actually enjoys? Telling his father because of what happened at the end of the story. And also, like, I don't think that they talked about him telling his brothers and sisters about what happened to him in the past, or it wasn't explained enough for me. I wanted to know what their thoughts were. I wanted to know, like, what the fallout was. So I want that conclusion. But again, this is probably a happy for now or happy ever after. Oh, look at Prince. So I take it what it is. They do have family with them that support them for being them, and that's lovely. So I can't knock that, but I kind of wish that I knew some kind of, like, got the closure for Nico's side. But that's it. That is it. I hope you enjoyed this review. I try not to, like, spoil it a lot, and try not to give you as much of these spoilers. Please read it. It was very, very good. But my name is Lauren, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.